Today we're diving into something that's totally changing the game. How technology is completely reshaping the English classroom. We're talking about a move away from just, textbooks and lectures and into a world where learning is active, it's personal, and honestly, it's way more engaging.
So just think back for a second. What was your English class like? Were you sitting in neat little rows, repeating phrases? Now compare that to a modern classroom that might be buzzing with tablets, students working on online projects together, or even using virtual reality. It's a night and day difference, right? And it's all about using these new tools to find better ways to learn.
And let's be super clear on one thing right up front. This is not about robots taking over for teachers. Not at all. Think of technology as a powerful assistant, a tool that gives teachers superpowers to create lessons that are more personal, more engaging, and more accessible for every single student. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll see how the structure of class time itself is changing. Then, we'll look at the amazing learning tools you probably have in your pocket right now. After that, we'll get into how students are becoming creators, not just consumers. Then we'll take a peek at the future with AI and VR. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the single most important rule that makes all of this work.
Okay, first up, let's talk about a couple of ideas that are completely changing the when and the where of learning. We're literally breaking down the four walls of the traditional classroom.
So first, you've got blended learning. Think of this like the perfect recipe. It combines that super valuable face-to-face time with a teacher with all the flexibility and power you get from online tools. You really do get the best of both worlds.
For example, a teacher could lead a really great discussion in class, but then you could go practice all the new vocabulary on an app like Quizlet, totally at your own pace. The benefits here are huge. Learning isn't just stuck in the classroom anymore, and teachers can actually tailor activities to what each student really needs. Now, a cousin to that idea is the flipped classroom. And yeah, it does exactly what it sounds like. It flips the whole model upside down. The lecture, all the new information, is what you learn at home, usually by watching a video or doing some reading. So you might watch a short video explaining a new grammar rule for homework. Then, when you come to class, you're ready to actually use it. You spend that valuable class time in conversations, doing role plays, actually speaking the language. It's so much more effective because class time becomes all about practice and interaction. So what's the real difference here? Well, with blended learning, the new stuff could be taught in class or online. But the flipped classroom is way more specific. You always learn the new content at home, and that totally transforms what you do in class. It's no longer a lecture, it's a hands-on workshop. Next up, let's talk about the most powerful learning device on the planet, and I bet you have one. It's your smartphone. This section is all about how we can make learning portable, personal, and, frankly, a lot more fun.
The official name is Mobile Assisted Language Learning, or MAL for short. And it's such a simple idea, but it's a total game changer. It means you can use your phone and your tablet to learn anytime, anywhere. Every spare moment, waiting for the bus, standing in line for coffee, is a chance to learn. It's like having a language lab in your pocket.
And you already know these tools. We're talking about apps like Duolingo for a quick vocab quiz, or just using the voice recorder on your phone to check your pronunciation. You could even use WhatsApp for group projects. What this all does is give the learner autonomy. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own education.
So, why are these apps so addictive? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is something called gamification. It's this really clever idea of taking elements from video games, like earning points, getting badges, climbing leaderboards, and applying them to learning. It basically hacks our brains to make learning feel like playing.
And the results are pretty dramatic. I mean, just look at the difference here. When you compare engagement on a typical traditional homework assignment versus a gamified one, it's not even a contest. Turning practice into a game just taps into that natural human drive to achieve and compete. Suddenly, a chore becomes a fun challenge, and motivation just skyrockets. Okay, so we've covered how tech changes where and when we learn. But now, let's get into how it changes what we actually do. This is all about the big shift from just consuming information to actively creating something with it. And that's where task-based and project-based learning come in. The idea is simple. Instead of just memorizing a bunch of rules, students use the language to do something real, to complete a meaningful project. It's learning by doing, by actually building something. Just check out this workflow. A group of students can work together to write a story in a shared document.
Then they use an AI tool to help them polish their grammar and style. And for the grand finale, they record it as a class podcast. See, they're not just doing an assignment, they are taking a creative project from idea to publication.
All right, now it's time to get into the really futuristic stuff that's actually already here. We're going to look at the cutting-edge tools that are giving us a real glimpse into the future of learning, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality. First up, AI. Honestly, the best way to think about AI in education is like having the ultimate personal tutor. It's available 24/7, it has endless patience, and it can give you instant feedback that's tailored specifically to you. You can practice having a conversation with a tool like ChatGPT without any of that fear of making a mistake in front of other people. Or you can use something like Grammarly to get instant corrections on your writing. The key here is that immediate, personalized feedback. It helps you improve right on the spot.
And then we have VR and AR. This is where things get really wild. These technologies can create these incredibly immersive, simulated worlds for you to practice in. So, forget learning phrases from a book. Imagine practicing how to order a coffee by actually being in a virtual coffee shop talking to a virtual barista. It's safe, it's contextual, and it's an unbelievably powerful way to learn.
So wow, we have covered a lot of ground, right? From flipping the classroom to chatting with AI tutors. But what's the one big idea that holds all of this incredible technology together? What's the guiding principle that makes it all work?
It's this, right here. This is the most important takeaway. The tech is cool for sure, but the technology is never the goal. A shiny new tool is only as good as the teaching strategy behind it. It all comes down to pedagogical purpose. You have to make sure the tech is serving a clear learning goal and not the other way around. It's about using the right tool for the right job for the right reason. And that really just leaves us with one final big question to think about. We've seen how all these tools are changing English education, but the ripple effects are so much bigger. So the question is, how will this amazing blend of technology and smart teaching change the way we all learn? Well, everything in the future.